Hi everybody, Zach here for another episode of our flagship program, The Spideydude Experience. This episode is brought to you by our loyal patrons over at patreon.com/Spideydude Network. Pledge today and get both early access to content on the main channel, as well as entirely exclusive content, like brand new shows and commentaries for old Spidey stuff, including commentaries for the MTV series, for example, as well as the video editions for Voices from the Eyrie Gargoyles Podcast. And our Patreon first show focused on the Krakoan era of X-Men. We also want to encourage you to check out our other programs that are all available on Audio Edition. These are all over on Spideydude.com, and they're available on your favorite podcasting app. Shows like Clone Saga Chronicles, the show that started this entire network, Spectacular Radio, Spectacular Sal Buscema era podcast, Amazing Spider-Man Classics, the Slot Symposium, and the sister program on this channel, Make Mine Mayday. As always, be sure to hit the like button. It really does help us big time in the algorithm. And additionally, if you have topics you'd like to cover on a live show or in a recorded medium, make sure to leave a comment down below the description or shoot us an email at SpideydudeRadioNetwork@gmail.com. Finally, make sure to join our community. Be alerted to all new updates by hitting that subscribe button and clicking on the bell. But to be clear, your viewership is more than enough for us. And if you want to hang out with us off YouTube, you can always go to our Discord, where we have all sorts of fun stuff, or you can join us on our social medias and follow us there. All the links are down in the description below. As always, we want to be making some references to visual aids and or live comments. If you're an audio listener, pay that no mind, but leave that 5-star review for us. Any and all feedback we will read on future episodes. Thank you, and without further ado, let's get rolling with this episode of the Spideydude Experience.
Folks, we love Ultimate Spider-Man. Ultimate Spider-Man is the best Spider-Man book. We love it so much. Billions and billions of copies of Ultimate Spider-Man are sold. We love it so much.
What's up, guys? Welcome to Ultimate Spider-Man Experience. Ultimate Spideydude Experience. I'm Neil. This is Zach.
Yeah, apparently Neil is now the host of the show. Hello, Neil.
Yeah.
Woo!
And
this is a coup. I've taken control.
And we have Ashley, who is, for audio listeners, she is wearing she's got red hair and she's got a Spider-Man heart shirt on. So
Thanks, Walter.
thanks.
Wait, Ashley, didn't I get you the one without the trade dress?
It didn't work. It was too small.
It was too small.
Mm-hmm.
Womp womp.
It's okay.
And as always,
That's what she said.
As always, the stalwart of the Spideydude Experience. He is the man hailing from the left coast of California. Adam. Welcome back, Adam.
That's true. Thank you.
So we are here tonight to talk a little bit about Ultimate Spider-Man number 14. It's a big issue. I did want to mention, because I forgot to throw the link in because Neil got here so late. Love you, Neil.
Sorry.
That the Marvel Legends reveals, they did reveal a Spider-Man 2 wave based on the Insomniac games. They are now available for pre-order, as well as the Venom is available for pre-order right now on your favorite websites. So just wanted to mention that because we talk about Marvel Legends often on the show. So just as a bit of an aside.
Ashley, we have people in the chat awooga-ing.
Oh, man.
Wow. We're going awooga.
Who is the English?
I'm trying really hard not to get red right now.
You got Walter yelling Mary Jane, which actually I have a clip of that.
Anyways,
yelling Mary Jane. Ashley is braver than Neil. Neil refuses to rock it like he promised to.
I'm refusing because I don't have it. There's a difference between refusing and refusing because you don't have something. That all depends on Zach being willing to come up here or me being willing to go to Zach. And right now, neither of those are very viable options.
Exactly. I'm not walking. It's a long walk. Have you guys talked about the Batman Spider-Man thing already? There's a Batman.
Okay, so this isn't confirmed yet. But CB Cebulski, I think at a recent convention, said that there is a planned this year DC Marvel crossover for the first time since when was the last crossover, Zach? early
the JLA
2000s.
Avengers.
Like 2000, I think, was when they published
that. Was like 2003. But that was one that had been worked on by George Perez for years.
But it was before Quesada basically told Dan DiDio, "No, we're not doing any more crossovers."
That was when Joe Quesada called DC Comics AOL Comics. LOL.
Ha ha ha. Anyway, thank you for screwing over a cool collaboration, Joe. Anyways, CB Cebulski, the Shogun himself, said that we are getting another crossover. And on Twitter, Dan Mora, the artist for both Superman and Justice League Unlimited, Jesus Christ, how does one man do 2 titles a month? Please help him. Yeah, in this day and age, unheard of. Posted a picture of Spider-Man and Batman together. I'm going to run to my Twitter account real quick and pull it up because Jess sent it to me.
Yeah, so obviously that is huge news. Also, if you're a toy fan, Mattel just signed a deal with DC. So Todd McFarlane will no longer be doing action figures for DC Comics starting next year, I think in the second half of next year. So that was announced today. Toy Fair is this weekend, so we may get some more announcements at the trade show.
So this is a piece that Dan Mora released on Twitter.
Ooh,
it's not official, but
that's pretty.
I like it.
I don't usually get excited for a lot of things. That said, if Dan Mora was announced to be doing the art for the crossover, that'd be one of the very few things this year I'm legitimately excited for. Like, I would buy day one, and I might just buy like at any price point. If they charged $8.99 for this thing, there's a decent chance that if Dan Mora was doing the art,
who's the writer?
Oh shit! If it's Kelly, I'm killing myself. It's in the same way that like Pepe Larraz gets stuck with Brand New Day 3. That'd be very disappointing. That's it. I hope Marvel picks like Jed McKay or someone that I like.
Jed McKay.
But like this is if this is a tease of things to come, I'm very excited.
Yeah. So well, this kind of started too with the DC versus Marvel omnibus and the Amalgam Comics omnibus.
The re-releases, yeah.
They went with them re-releasing it and everything and coming together to do that. So I think that they're seeing the value of that. I think the reaction. Honestly, I think it was George Perez's death that kind of started the discussion because you had a lot of there were some limited prints of his JLA Avengers that they were able to print out. And I think there was a lot of people that were disappointed that they couldn't buy it. Now, those reprints basically the proceeds went directly to George Perez's estate.
I think they also went to the Hero Initiative.
Yeah, I think they were split. Yeah, it was split between the Hero Initiative and George Perez. So, which is Hero Initiative, for those that don't know, that's the comic book legal defense fund type thing, isn't it? I'm trying to remember. Adam?
It's basically like a mutual aid fund for comic creators. Sort of not necessarily crowdfunded on one hand, but there's also like big money donors that contribute to essentially a mutual aid fund for creators who are nearing the end of their not necessarily just their lifespan, but also the end of their careers and need retirement funds set up and stuff like that. So
yeah, and if there's like a legal dispute, they kind of help. Especially like in a class action case, they'll get people together to
yeah. And I believe Joe Quesada is on the board of directors for the organization.
Yeah, I think he had been he had been at least on the board going as far back as when he was at like EIC at Marvel. So and even when he was kicked upstairs as chief creative officer, he was still on the board too. So.
God, if you've followed the adventures of certain creators, they definitely need the Hero Initiative.
I am a Hero Initiative volunteer, Zach. You have insulted me. My bad.
I'm not surprised.
Oh, and if you're doing comic projects or just want to commission, you can hire artists from the Hero Initiative website, especially in their like highlighted lineup. It changes every year, I believe.
Yeah.
And I believe Carl Moline was a benefactor. Not a benefactor. What's the word for someone who's received benefit from?
Beneficiary.
He's a beneficiary of the Hero Initiative. He passed away last year, I believe.
Mm-hmm.
So I don't know what exactly happened to him. It's been a while since I've looked into it, but he was a beneficiary, and I'm glad about the work they do. Oh, recipient. Yeah, that's what I meant. Thank you, Jess.
Vinkman sees a pupper behind me. That is the Daisy.
Hi, Daisy.
So
turn off your banner. How do I turn off your banner? I have control, but they don't have
changed
control.
Everything around, so that's it.
I don't have control of the mechanisms of power. There we go.
There we go. There's Daisy. Daisy May. Hey. Hi. What's going on? Hi.
She looks upset. Like, how dare you interrupt my butt scratching? Okay.
There we go.
Anyways, the good news is there was some good news coming out today that we will finally get more than one DC female hero figure a year. Because now McFarlane has lost a license, as Zach said earlier. So I believe it's Mattel who has a license now.
Yep. And if they're anything like their old figures, which I have one right here.
Oh, bye, Zach.
They will scale well with Marvel Legends. The one thing I do hope that they kind of carry over between McFarlane and everything is not only soft goods, because McFarlane has started doing soft goods for like the capes, but also wired soft goods that you see in like import figures. So hopefully they'll be at 6-inch scale, so you can finally get your Superman, your Batman, your Wonder Woman all in the same scale as Marvel Legends, so they don't look like they're Amazonians towering over because they're an inch taller. Because that 1 inch counts. So I've been told. Anyway. That was a bad joke.
I wasn't going to say it.
Oh, Walter changed his name to that old grumpy guy.
Okay.
Because apparently I'm not cosplaying as myself 20 years from now. So for those that watched last episode, Walter decided to wear a Scarlet Spider hoodie, shave his head bald, get a fake beard and wear that, and bushy eyebrows like Groucho Marx. And he said that is me in 20 years.
That's dedication to shave your head bald for a bit.
Yeah, well, and then I got bullied by Neil Bogenrieder and Javi when I shared a picture in our text chat, and he cut my head off and showed my 5 head, and so I decided that instead of being made fun of for my 5 head, I would just shave my head, and so I blame you, Neil.
I didn't act alone.
And I blame Javier.
I actually bullied you too.
Yeah, well, Ashley bullies me every day. I just learned to it. If she stops bullying me, I get a little scared. She's bullying me
never.
20 years almost.
Never.
Never. Yeah, the horns are holding up that halo, ma'am. Oh, there are so many jackpot puns and Mary Jane puns.
Mary
You guys
Jane.
can thank Walter. He's the one that sent the shirt and stuff to me. So this is all his idea.
Walter is encouraging Ashley to be a bully to me. So yeah, there's been I'll be honest, it's taken him 6 years to finally get some good figures. That's really mean. But the Christopher Reeve figure looks really, really good, and it's got a wired cape. So Big Man was commenting on that. So, all right. Any other news?
We've got more ASM solicits.
Oh,
and it looks like
the Hobgoblin showing back up.
Got the Hobgoblin showing back up. We've got confirmation that Shay is here to stay for now. And we also
alive because they keep telling me on the letters page that Peter's dead.
For all we know, it could be Juggernaut in those tight-fitting spandex shorts. But we also have an announcement for the milestone issue, which is ASM 975, which will be Amazing Spider-Man 11. Pepe Larraz released a cover for the issue, which is Spider-Man in a costume that looks more like a 2099 style from the Insomniac game.
It looks like a bad Insomniac design. And for those that have played the game, almost every one of the Insomniac designs that they did in-house looks like straight ass, except for like the upgraded suit. That's the only design that I felt like they nailed. Every other one that's not semi-based on a comic book has looked like straight ass. Speaking of, there is a bit of news I just saw. The Walmart Collector Con will be the middle of March.
Can I show it? Yes. 1 second, Zach, while I'm looking it up, distract the audience.
Yeah. So the Walmart Collector Con is something they do a couple times a year, and they usually will have exclusive Marvel Legends. They announced last week the Ghost, or I keep calling it Ghost Spider, but it's the Ghost Rider Spider figure, and he is going to be a Walmart exclusive. It's the Spirit Spider is what they call it.
Oh, the Ghost Rider one.
Yeah.
So this is the cover for the upcoming issue. It has what I think this is Hellgate, the new OC Donut Steel from.
Yeah,
he teases from was it ASM 65 where Peter sees all the Spider-Man characters dead and everybody cheered.
Jeez.
And then Carnage, Venom.
Looks like
Chibi
Carnage
Venom.
being sucked into a time dilation portal.
Oh, from the animated series. Okay.
Yeah.
It's like that was oddly specific, and I knew that had to either be something that you understood or that I understood.
Yes.
And then this costume is awful. I love Pepe Larraz, and I'm sure once we see this looks like Phalanx from the New Mutants, or Warlock from the New Mutants.
Yeah, I don't.
Really, really shiny but slimy at the same. I don't like that.
Yeah, it's like
This looks like a 2099 costume.
Yeah, it does.
Especially with the arm blade things from Cyberpunk 2077.
I mean, it's gonna look pretty. We both know that Larraz can kill it when it comes to artwork.
Yeah.
But,
very odd choice of design.
Well, I'll show the Ghost Spider right here.
Zach, Jess is in the chat doing the end song from Venom 3. Here's to the ones that we got. Cheers to the wish you were here because you're not. Because the drinks bring back all the memories of everything we've been through. I'll never forget you, buddy.
So this is the Ghost Spider that was announced, and this.
Ew.
Damn.
Ew. Okay.
Ashley's like,
Well, she's not wrong.
yeah.
That costume did look like shit in the.
Yeah, I mean the flame effects were cool in that costume, and that was actually from the comics. It's not a. So the
Optimus Prime. Hell yeah.
Collecticon will be March 13th and 14th. So there'll be some new releases and some exclusives. I think that's also that's going to be where the 77 series, the one that several of us were really excited about, that's when that's going to be released.
Oh, the Richard Hammond wave.
Yeah. So, or the single card release where it's the Nicholas Hammond. Yeah. So that is going to be a couple weeks. So we were kind of that, and I was right. I had speculated that when they first announced it, and turns out I was right. So
Gary in the Frozen asks, is Hobgoblin supposed to be the big bad in Volume 7's first storyline?
Potentially.
I think he's supposed to be like the arc of the villain of the arc, but I think Hellgate's going to be the overarching villain in the same way Kindred was.
Oh no.
Oh no. When Adam is saying oh no just so blasé, you know we're in for a rough ride.
oh, that costume looks like it's piss colored. What costume?
The Phalanx.
Spider.
Oh.
The Ghost Spider.
No, the one from the milestone issue.
Listen, just
They're all piss colored.
because
Looking-
Peter decided to get
Are you
the
colorblind?
in him, and
Yep.
Oh, okay.
No, I'm not.
Are we gonna get the video of Ashley trying on colorblind fixing glasses, like the Logan Paul video where he just like fake cries at the sunrise?
I'm not actually colorblind, but I don't
Oh,
have my
okay.
glasses on, so you know. It's all a little blurry. It's fine.
that's funny. All right, so I think that's it on the news. We can move on to Ultimate
While we're all
Spider-Man.
here.
Why we are here. Ultimate Spider-Man number 14. Neil, you want to do the recap?
Spoiler alert! Spoiler alert!
Yes.
Oh yeah,
Spoilers.
major spoilers
Major
beyond this
If you've
point.
not read today's issue,
Turn
It is
back if you
boy.
haven't
Come back.
read it.
Come back later when you read it.
Come back later when I was gonna say when you're sober, but you know when you're of sound mind and know what you're and know what you're getting into.
so
Okay. So the first issue, Ultimate Spider-Man number 14, written by Jonathan Hickman, art by Marco Cecchetto, and colors by Matt Wilson, in a book that makes the solicit for the next issue really, really funny without
Yeah.
revealing anything about it.
Yeah.
Family Vacation, my ass.
Yeah.
So it is February of 2025. Richard is, as Spider-Man 2 is fighting the Black Cat, aka Black Cat 2, Felicia Hardy, on a rooftop, literal minutes into the first day of the month of the year. After a quick scuffle where Richard keeps telling Felicia, "I'm not the one you're looking for," she goes, "Oh," and Richard goes, "Okay, time to break the very first rule of superheroing, taking off my mask and showing you I'm not him." And in a scene that avoids the Transformers 4 Age of Extinction route of having a laminated card to show that it's okay for an adult to bang a minor, we find out the ages of...
What?
Oh, you've seen that movie? The scene where like the Irish guy has like a little laminated card that's not even legally correct that says that a 20-year-old can date an 18-year-old and it's legal. There is a whole scene in a movie where they go out of their way to explain why an adult can date a minor. It's not even legally correct. Millions of dollars went into that movie, Zach.
I have a headache now.
We'll talk about it later. Okay. Anyways, in order to avoid any weird legal implications, Richard reveals that he's 15 and a half, and Felicia reveals that she is almost 17, which is 16 and a half, I guess. And they literally say their names to each other, which, of course, is like the worst thing you can do as far as... Because I'm a transform... This is my show now. We have cooed the network. I've taken control of the means of production, and this is my show now. So,
Okay. Do I need to get like a Karl Marx wig and start wearing that now?
no, we need to get the Soviet anthem playing in the background as we're talking.
Okay. All right.
Okay, so anyways, down in the Savage Land, Peter and Harry
Are
are...
going to be as red as Ashley's hair is tonight.
I'm starting to get there myself. So.
So Peter and Harry are aura farming as they're riding two velociraptors through the Savage Land. At some point, I guess one just dies somehow, and I guess they're eating it. Want to know the logistics behind that. Anyways, later on, they're about a mile away from the...
Shot it for him. You may have food and sustenance. Bang, bang.
I'm not reading that comment, Walter. That's weird.
Oh, my God.
Peter and Harry are talking while they're riding the one velociraptor they have left. They had their aura farming moment. They didn't need the other one, so they're just on the one now. And Peter is talking about how they're going to escape and get to their families. And Harry's like, "And then what? Do you think you're going to be able to hide forever?" And then their velociraptor gets gunned down in the streets like a rabid dog as Kraven pulls out his sniper rifle and they hide behind a rock. Hi, Nico Knows Film. Yes, we are legends. Thank you very much.
Catch
Peter's-
Nico on the stream from last night.
Okay.
with me and Adam.
Peter tells Harry to run, and he does a Sonic Adventure 2 pose as Kraven fires at him, and they're safe for now. But they get some unexpected assistance from the Mole Man, who doesn't really have any ideological reason to help them. He just wants Kraven to stop breaking his shit. So he and his moloids, who are like his pets / children, I don't know how it works.
Yeah, something like that.
He shapes them out of clay.
Wonder Woman.
Yeah.
Wonder Moloid.
I don't know.
So Peter and Harry escape into the underground, or at least he gives them a route closer to escaping Kraven's little gauntlet. And Mysterio comes in and says, "Hey, I'm just checking in to observe. You did the right thing, letting them escape. I'm not going to forget it. So if anyone here was guessing that Gwen is Mysterio, you may be onto something with that. But meanwhile, through the scope of his rifle, Kraven has discovered Mole Man's duplicity. And meanwhile, Felicia and Richard are talking on top of a water tower. They're kind of dancing around each other's secret identities and what their families do. Except for, Felicia's just openly like, yeah, my dad was the crime boss, and I took his place so he wouldn't lose power. Harry and Peter rig their Suicide Squad collars to as a little like pressure sensor trap, and out of nowhere, after Harry kind of gives a spiel about him and Gwen having their version of ransom insurance, Kraven comes out of nowhere with a chain gun and starts shooting up the place. Peter dodges around, and Harry tosses a rock at the Suicide Squad collar, and it blows up in Kraven's face. Everything's burning around them as Peter single-handedly just beats the absolute shit out of Kraven. Kraven tries to grab his gun, and Peter's like, "You didn't comprehend what you were hunting. Did you think you could kill me with a gun?" He breaks that shit in half. He's Beta Ray Bill on this bitch. And he says, "No one goes after my family." And then Harry says, "Do it, Peter. Kill him. Do it." And unlike Anakin Skywalker, Peter resists the urge to do it. And Kraven uses the moment to take out a revolver and shoot through Peter to dome Harry in the head. That's right, guys.
Rip.
Harry's dead. 14 issues in, guys. My heart will go on the shitty recorder version. Let's go, baby. Peter gets pissed and savagely beats Kraven near death. And then Mysterio comes in and says, "Well, this was entertaining. I have plans for you later, so get the hell on out of here. We'll talk later. Go find your family, sport. We'll talk later." Later, Peter stumbles in, bloodied and full of holes, into their apartment, and MJ cradles him in her arms, and he says that Harry is gone. He's dead. And that Kraven and the Sinister that Kraven knows everything. And MJ asks, "What now?" And Peter says, to end the issue out, "We run."
Vacation time.
I thought she scolded him in there somewhere, like, "Where the F have you been? Like, you left me." Yeah. So there was some scolding before she realized he was wounded. And then she's like, "Oh, by the way, I'm so sorry. Like, I missed you. Are you good?" And then, yeah. But she was mad as fuck first.
Yeah, she was like actually like upset. Like, "Dude, you're bleeding everywhere. What the hell happened?
Yeah.
You're getting all over the carpet, dude. That's not cool."
We just had Stanley Steamer come in here and clean it. Now you're gonna bleed all over it.
It would be hilarious if it was like Otto coming in a Stanley Steamer. Call 1-800 Oscorp, cleaning up murders. Oscorp cleaners.
Here's a whole new concept of cleanup crew. Don't know why Kraven just came out.
Oh,
He needs to
Karl
go
Marx.
back.
Go back to Russia! Get him out!
Listen, I can do decent Kraven Hunter, okay? Don't tell him to leave.
Anyways, next issue, Sandman, family vacation, kind of, in, like, the Motel 6.
They'll leave the light on for you there, Pete. All right. Okay, we'll start with Ashley. Would you like to go first?
No.
Okay. Adam, you want to go first?
Sure.
All right.
It's a great issue. Keeps the momentum going from last issue. Badass proactive Peter is great. Unhinged Craven is great. I like how the villains have their own motives to try to, I guess, prevent Craven from getting his way. Yeah, so it was funny because the other day I was thinking like, two things that would be really shocking that would happen in this issue would be if Harry died because he has no powers and Peter kills Craven because of that. And one of those things happened, and everyone seems pretty shocked by it, so there you go. Although we're all thinking, a lot of people have started to think that it could be an illusion of some sort since Mysterio was lurking around, and especially if people are thinking that Mysterio might be involved with Gwen somehow, which I don't really. I think I would rather have Gwen become Green Goblin at this point if Harry is actually dead. I think
my
that'd be a bit
personal
more interesting.
Sorry.
No, it's fine. But yeah, really good issue. And we got a nice Peter and Mary Jane scene, and yeah, that's this one. This has been a good arc.
I think my personal. Oh, sorry.
Go ahead, Neil.
My personal theory is that if you guys have played Halo Infinite's multiplayer, there one of the things that facilitated the infection game mode was like a rogue enemy AI infiltrating the multiplayer's like framing device academy base and taking over an old set of Mjolnir armor and becoming like the infection that spreads throughout the Spartans on campus. And I'm wondering if the Norman AI in the armor will become the Green Goblin on his own and be a villain.
Actually.
And that would be a way to have Norman be resurrected.
Green Goblin, yeah.
And be a Green Goblin. That's interesting. Ashley, what did you think of the
Anything's possible now.
I loved it, obviously, because it was an awesome freaking issue from start to finish, in my opinion. I don't really have any critiques or any of that stuff when it comes to it. I thought it was beautifully like colored and drawn, and the storyline was just incredible. There are a lot of things that we all assume were going to happen that this like version of Black Cat and his son were going to end up, having their little thing together. And it seems like they are. And
I like that too.
Yeah, I think it's cute. Like, because it's not like she's like trying to break up a marriage or any of that stuff in this one. Because she's just a teenager herself, and they're both learning pretty much, and maybe she ends up not being this like super villain based on getting to know him. And I have no idea, but that could be a way that they end up going, is they're doing something together, or she ends up helping him somehow. I don't know, but I like that storyline and that little side quest, I guess, that they've got going on, because I think that's adorable. The stuff with Harry, it could have been, and this is my personal, when I'm looking at it, is Mysterio very much could have had something to do with it. And maybe that is why Spider-Man didn't feel like the tingle, because even when they were out before, he was still actively shooting at both of them and still shooting at Harry. So they were moving and dodging stuff then. So I feel like that him being shot at, regardless, it should have set off something with him. So maybe,
probably,
yeah. And then, so correct me if I'm wrong, because you guys know all the things. So Mysterio worked for Stark, correct? Back before
in the MCU movie.
Yes.
In the MCU movie, yeah.
Okay, so he did. what if he took Harry for some other reason to help him with the technology and things that he needs?
Well,
Could
so
that
he
be
only
an option?
so he only worked for Tony in the movies. As far as I know, there's no connection between Starkstain and Mysterio in this universe.
But
Okay.
we are going to probably get, to be fair, there probably will be. I think we're supposed to get a spotlight on Mysterio.
It's the issue after. It's 16, so in like
Yeah.
2 months.
Well, that's why I was assuming maybe he needs something from like the Oscorp Stark Tech for himself, and maybe that's why he wanted them to believe that Harry is also dead so that he could use him to his own advantage, potentially. At least that was something that I was kicking around in my own mind about it.
I think you're right that he does need
Interesting
Harry
idea.
for something. I don't know what it is. There's like the Gwen Stereo theory running around. I don't know what the over-under on that is. But I do think that Mysterio faked Harry's death for one reason or another. I just need to figure out what it is.
What is the beef between him and Craven too? Do you know what that is?
I think that's
He didn't
just.
want Peter to kill him, so
I think there's not really a personal beef so much as, hey, stop messing with my shit. We're supposed to be doing this together, and you can't really be going off and doing this on your own without telling everybody else.
okay. That was
Right,
my-
yeah, because he did kind of go commando and just kind of take them away, and yeah.
He didn't tell any of the
wasn't
six
fun.
because Mole Man only knew because Craven was using his Savage Land as his playground,
Mhm.
and I think he told Mysterio. Or Mole Man told Mysterio because he wanted someone else in on the loop.
Yeah.
And Mysterio was like, "You're breaking the pact, bro. Can't
Yeah.
go off breaking shit without letting us in on it, so we can break shit too."
And I think this is developing into like the turf war that's going to eventually overtake the city
This is like the start of the infighting
between
between.
the Sinister Six, which I think is it's gang war but good. But yeah,
And that's
no,
it. That's all
to
I have to
me-
say about it.
Okay, well,
So-
feel free to jump in. You know, as
I
we
did
go.
like
Oh, I will.
I did like the thinking about it, I forgot to mention, I did like that Richard and Felicia just kind of sit down and talk and not,
they watch the sunrise together.
I do like that Felicia's definitely not into like what her dad wants her to do. It sets up, like you said earlier, I think it sets up a good potential avenue for her to heel face turn and become, if not
He's a
an
typical teenager though, too.
if,
who wants
if not
what
an
their
ally,
parents
they're at
want them
least
to do.
like if she's not going to become an ally, at the very least it takes a piece off of the board for Kingpin.
Yeah.
I gotta say, I love Peter and Harry riding dinosaurs. That shit's cool. Like
I
even
know,
if it's
so sad.
no Velociraptor 2.
No.
Felt like sadness, like from Jurassic Park and the Triceratops all over again. It's sad.
So I said this last night because Adam can attest. I think this is the best Kraven we've gotten in comics, probably since Kraven's Last Hunt. And like he's like my, like I have a soft spot for the unhinged maniac that is the 90s show Kraven, but like my other favorite, I love Kraven in the Insomniac Spider-Man 2 game. But like this one is like as unhinged as that other one, or is that one in the Insomniac game, and so I'm in like hardcore for this guy. Like the fact he gets like a Gatling gun and starts just trying to mow him down was like, damn, he breaking out the big guns, literally. And so I don't know, man. Like there was this Kraven is a badass. Like he is a badass. Mole Man is not my favorite. Like I've been very indifferent towards Mole Man, but like the way he was characterized in this issue, I was like, oh, okay.
I think a lot of people were more confused. Like, why is a traditionally Fantastic Four villain in the Sinister Six? And also, you have to remember, one, the Fantastic Four don't exist in this universe because the Maker was a messy bitch and ruined everything.
Yeah.
Mhm.
And also, it was a good way to establish, I know it's usually subterranean, but it's a good way to kind of imply something weird going on underneath New York. And even though it turned out to be, I guess, Savage Land 2, because there already is a Savage Land where it's supposed to be. It's been polluted by Roxxon.
Damn oil
but
company.
I like that he kind of treats it as a preserve. And then Craven wants to let them loose into his Joe Rogan hunting experience. And, oh my God, Zach.
I knew it was coming.
Every time I take a drink, you have to make some sort of joke.
And it works.
It works.
My
sinuses are getting much more clear right now.
You're welcome. It's a good thing you have a funny man on the show. Otherwise, your sinuses will be blocked for all time.
This is the type of Coca-Cola that I would like up my nose instead of the other type. Anyway, moving on. Oh, somebody's gonna pause that and make that a freaking react meme.
Oh, Walter's I'm gonna see that on the Discord server tomorrow.
That's gonna be the new label for the Fireball. He's trying to get T-shirts made.
That'd actually be a really good reaction image to use for the thing.
What thing?
For the Fireball
For
logo.
the Fireball.
Like that face would be good for the logo.
Oh, like go away. We already have a voicemail. If somebody else besides Walter wants to leave a voicemail during the show, please do.
I know Sarah wanted to at one point, but
yeah, she always forgets because it's
timing is off.
Well, it's
no one's fault.
She's a teacher. Like Monday through Friday, she ain't doing anything.
Teachers don't have any time. I know this because my mom is a teacher.
Yeah. Oh no. Don't
second voicemail. I think there is going to be a twist where it isn't the maker, but no. I think it's. We know it's the maker. We've seen him fucking with things.
Yeah. No, though, like.
That's the frame. That's the entire frame. We know the Beyonders are involved with like Secret Wars and stuff.
Yeah.
Is he talking about like regular Beyonder or the Beyonders from Hickman's Avengers run?
He hasn't read. So he read all of the. Of Ultimate because we sang the praises of it last night, and he watched the comic binge where we went over the last year, and so he read today all the issues. So he doesn't know anything about like the Ultimate,
the classic Ultimate Universe.
No, I don't know how much he knows about the classic Ultimate Universe. Truth be told, but he doesn't know about like the Ultimates, like the current Ultimate stuff going on.
Okay, well, I'm talking about like Hickman's Secret Wars, the event from like when he said it was going to be his last Marvel story, and then it ended up not being his last Marvel story because he came back for X-Men.
Yeah.
But I'm thinking, like the Beyonder couldn't look like someone else. That is sarcasm. Well, I was wondering if you're making the connection to the Beyonders from Hickman's Avengers run, because there's Beyonders that aren't the Beyonder.
Yeah.
That are like the reason why the multiverse is decaying in Hickman Avengers and leading into Secret Wars, which is where Maker is like a huge player. So I was trying to figure out if that was what he was implying, but
I think we're thinking too hard.
Yeah, I know. I think he's talking about like the 90s cartoon version or the original Secret Wars version.
Yeah. All right.
What do you think of Peter beating the absolute shit out of Craven, just like breaking his shit?
Dude, Peter is such a badass in this issue.
That line where Peter goes, "Did you really think you could kill someone like me with a gun?" That's a really good line.
That line was cold. Like,
finally, Peter's getting some of those Hickman dialogue.
Peter is. He is sick of your shit.
And it's Peter Parker coming in with a steel rifle head.
By God, he broke that thing in half. As God is my witness, it is broken in half.
Do you think this Peter will be a killer going forward? Because his inaction in this issue led to Harry's death, where Harry's like, finish him! And Peter hesitates because, like, he's intrinsically a good person, doesn't kill for the sake of killing, but his inaction led to Harry's death, and I'm wondering if he'll overcorrect and kill for defense of his
Has
family.
he ever though?
Unintentionally several times, yes.
Charlemagne and Spider-Man Wolverine.
So then it could happen.
There was the time where when Doom was attacking the Denver International Airport. Well, no, Latverian dissidents were trying to attack Dr. Doom in the Denver International Airport, and Peter and MJ were, trying to fly cross country and ended up meeting in the middle, where there were some missiles, and Peter caught the missiles and then threw them and blew up some of the dissidents, and he didn't realize it. There's been several times. There's been Elseworlds, what if stories.
Assassin Spider-Man.
Yeah, the Assassin Spider-Man.
Okay, so all unintentional, none like actual intentional.
I don't think he's ever intentionally killed anyone unless it was like a what if thing.
An alternate universe.
like the assassin guy who like he accidentally kills
Yeah,
someone and then he's like, F it, I'm just gonna be an assassin for money, a mercenary.
And Exiles brought up the Charlemagne from was it Spider-Man Wolverine miniseries
that was
where Peter thinks that Wolverine can take the hit, so he goes like all out, and then Charlemagne commits suicide by Spider-Man by jumping in front of Wolverine.
Yeah, and it F's with Peter's head for a bit. That was the Spider-Man versus Wolverine one shot, and then the what if is basically taking that story and then turning him into Assassin Spider-Man. But there was also, you could kind of say that Peter didn't intentionally do it, but the not so final stand of the Green Goblin, where the glider comes and punctures him in the chest. Peter leaps out of the way and
the reason I'm asking that for this universe is because this is Peter who didn't have like who doesn't have the no kill rule for one thing, or no, he kind of has the no kill rule, but it's been more like when he hasn't been affected by it, or they've gotten kind of lucky and gotten away without any major losses.
Technically,
but I'm wondering if like his inaction leading to Harry's death will cause him to like consider it as an option going forward.
I think he'll get close. And then with that may be where we finally hear with great power, there must almost come great responsibility. So we never heard
renew your vows with Venom.
We did hear it though. Like Harry told him that in issue.
But I'm wondering if that's Peter and Harry having different interpretations. Like, in how this is kind of a spoiler for From the Neighborhood Spider-Man, the cartoon, where Norman frames it as with great power must come great respect. Yeah. And Peter reframes it under his own interpretation of great responsibility. Mm-hmm. Harry kind of sees it as like a responsibility to fight those who have wronged you.
Yeah. In
issue 4 of this run. But I wonder if Peter does have like that brush with murder and then backs himself off and has that with great power comes great responsibility moment. If that'll be, he just kind of has that brush with it and backs off because he's better than that and frames it more in a doing the right thing. Yeah, Exiles and friend of the show, Mike. Hi, by the way. We've been kind of brushing you with other comments.
I've been starring comments so that we could go back once we kind of got through our review stuff. So that's.
But they did both bring up Renew Your Vows Volume 1 during Secret Wars. The timing be ever so prescient, where Peter kills Venom because he was going to kill MJ and Annie. So,
yeah. So let me kind of go through the comments right quick since I've been starring all these. So we'll start with Walter. He said, I read all the issues of ASM, loved it. Now that is how you write a Spider-Man story. Hit all the right notes, set up the stories down the road, and a strong supporting cast. The main thing is that Peter is the star of the book. Exile says, look, I'm not gay, but the way Peter is drawn by Chichetto, I'm just saying, Mary Jane is the one who hit the jackpot. Vickman says, they're Mole Man's little followers.
There's little guys. There's birthday boys.
The first voicemail of the night has been done. It was a jackpot of a voicemail, I will tell you what. I've read all the issues in one sitting, so you have to read all my comments, Fireball Neo.
That's gonna be my Navy fighter pilot name, Fireball. Top Gun LARP.
I have the need for Neil to have more speed. So if Mysterio and Ultimate Spider-Man is actually Gwen Stacy, does that mean we get to nickname her Gwen Stereo?
He asked the same question later, but with the spelling correction, so we'll just...
Oh.
Yeah, there we go.
Ah, there it is. Okay. That Kraven's Last Hunt reunion between MJ and Peter parallel was Chef's Kiss.
I got real quick, just to pivot in there real quick. This is the scene I've been waiting for a very long time, where they kind of acknowledge the consequences of what Peter and Harry are doing.
Yeah.
Because that one of my frustrations with issue 6 was like they kind of just brushed it past. And I don't want to say, okay, so it's sort of the opposite, where a lot of people have been focusing on like the really the happy family stuff for Ultimate in comparison to ASM's misery porn. We'll call like the happy family scenes in this book joy porn, where the readers are so done with the misery porn in ASM that they're overindulging on the joy porn in this book and not really looking at the bigger picture of what the family's gotten themselves wrapped up in. And I think this is going to be like the wake up call that like the joy is over and now they have targets on their backs and they got to run for it. There's consequences to what Peter is doing. Mm-hmm. There is a system that is way bigger. Imagine I am Spider-Man, my godlike bod, my hot redhead wife, my 2 lovable children. That's me right here. Everything over there, this whole room is the Sinister Six, right? Very tangible, very visible. This picture of my beloved grandparents, this is Harry Osborn. Now imagine if the room breaks the picture of Harry and you realize, oh shit, this isn't just the room. It's a whole house. And the house is full of insane weirdos with magic swords and fire breath and like a metal dude and like a helicarrier that shoots lightning at people who say the wrong thing. This godbod is realizing, oh shit, we're in trouble. Better get the hell out of here.
Yeah.
Thank you for my visual aid show.
I mean, you haven't done a Venn diagram in a bit, so
Neil chart time.
Yeah. Jeffrey says, part of me thinks that Osborn killing is fake, that Harry is actually Mysterio. Michael McNulty says, at least MJ didn't tell Peter. By the way, I did think it was weird how you suddenly started sleeping on the couch for no reason until you turned into a black goo. And the kids love their new uncle. If Mysterio is Harry, that Harry got shot was probably hologram or something like that. That's why Peter Spider-Sense didn't go off. The other possibility, if Gwen is Mysterio, that suggests she's trying to take down Kingpin from the inside and using her husband as a distraction. Why can't ASM be as good? USM is like a fine cognac, while ASM is like 2-year-old milk. Oh, isn't that just cottage cheese? Anyway. Yeah. But now if Harry is dead and it's not fake, that would suggest Gwen Stereo will use Peter to take Harry's place. Kraven finally does something impactful for the first time since Kraven's Last Hunt that actually makes you go, what the
And as much as I loved Hunted during Spencer's run, it was kind of just a correction story.
Yeah.
For all the good it did, it was essentially just I'm going to kill old Kraven and just bring in a new one. Sure.
So,
you already brought up the Renee
already brought those up. In other words, if Gwen is Mysterio and then she's manipulating everybody, including her own husband, to become the new Kingpin and getting good while Maker and his cabal. Dude, Secret Wars, my kids watch the 90s cartoon. Jesus Christ, Neil, I'm a comic book fan, not a multimedia fanatic. I think Green Goblin will be Norman AI. Gwen will be Preggers with Mary's baby, which gives me Sins of the Past flashback. I think there's going to be a twist where it isn't the Maker, but beyond or behind the whole thing.
That we had that conversation already.
Yeah.
I enjoy the series so much. I made a deep dish pizza. I would get New York if I didn't have to change the oil in my car yet.
Oof. The Ultimate Spider-Man comic is far more sense-shattering than Amazing Spider-Man comic, which is fantastic in my opinion, because Marvel wants Spider-Man to fail in their legacy character. Not gonna talk about the fireball references and stuff like that. I'm trying to download the stupid second voicemail that Joker decided to leave.
The Jonkler.
So are they both from Walter?
Yes, they're both from Walter. So, hang on.
I think Mike is... I appreciate Mike thinking on the scale I am, because I don't want to say I'm the only one thinking on this scale, but I appreciate him taking the Ultimate Universe as a whole into consideration. I don't know if I agree with Gwen Stereo being the one to take over as Kingpin and become part of Maker's Cabal.
Yeah.
Anything could happen. That's the lesson we need to take away from this.
I think that this, one of the best things and sometimes the worst things that was a hallmark of the original Ultimate Universe was the implication that anything can happen, that things can be changed, that there can be seismic events. I think you look at it being to its detriment, like Ultimatum was a drizzling shit show, but it did kind of create stakes in the Ultimate Universe. And I think that this version of the Ultimate Universe has some of these stakes. And I think that the death of Harry is going to be extremely interesting as a dynamic moving forward. We joked about the solicitation for next issue, but I am interested to see the family dynamic in this way. How is this going to affect Richard?
Especially because he's got a potential new lady friend that he's going to be at odds with.
Yeah. So here's the thing about this book. This book, every single month, every single time I know it's coming out, every single Wednesday that
it wows us.
I'm excited to read a comic book. And
I'm removing... is there a way to remove that comment from Twitch?
What?
Oh.
It's one that looks like Anon had a stroke.
Yeah.
That's spam. Ignore it.
Yeah. Well, nobody can see it but us right now, so...
True. He's the only one watching on Twitch.
We have one bot on Twitch that's watching us.
Thank you, bot.
Which, by the way, we got like 14 people on the YouTube right now, which is nice. So I just think that I just love this book. Like, it's been a long time since I have been this enamored with a book. Starring Peter Parker. The Kane storyline, like the Kane, I think the last time I was like this enamored this far in with a comic where I just pretty much loved it completely through all the way through was the first 16 or so issues of Scarlet Spider. So to get this in a book starring Peter Parker is like, I haven't felt this way probably since 2004 with the evil that men do. So,
Mike does bring up a point that the new Ultimate Universe has kind of a Game of Thrones vibe. I think Ultimate Spider-Man has less of that. It's more of a street level version of that political maneuvering.
Yeah,
Ultimates definitely focuses a bit more on that because they're directly fighting the Maker's Cabal. Camp is kind of taking up most of those plot points. Ultimate Black Panther kind of also has those, but that's mostly because it's kind of like Dune with the MCU Black Panther. Yeah.
So let me throw up. I do want to, shout out the covers because I downloaded them all. I might as well throw them up and show everybody. So this is the. Let me get the comment off. So this cover is Mahood Assar which is
It's Mahmoud Azar.
Oh, thank you. This for the audio listeners, this has got Mole Man and Spider-Man kind of fighting each other for some reason. The rest of the freaking stuff didn't load. What is going on, StreamYard? The main cover, obviously, with Craven is Chef's Kiss Good. The other two covers have Craven on them as like the starring thing. So let me get, or one's got Craven and the other's got the family. I'm sorry, because it's like a Valentine's Day issue. So this is the main cover. Shadow always crushes the covers on these. This has got the family where Peter's holding some balloons.
That's Carmen Carnero, I believe.
Yes, that is Carmen Carnero.
That's adorable.
And then this one's Geraldo Sandoval.
Oh, that's definitely Sandoval.
As soon as you saw that face.
Not even the face, that bod, that hair, those edges. Looks like a fucking Shadow the Hedgehog box art cover. I could just cut myself on all that edge.
Oh man. I've never this is one of his better covers in my opinion. I've never been a fan of this guy's work.
I kind of dig the way he draws the Green Goblin helmet though. I'm shitting on him for the janky proportions, but I do like the way he draw that Green Goblin helmet.
Yeah, I took that banner down so people can see a little bit better. If you are an audio listener, you need to go find us on YouTube so that way you can fully appreciate what we got going on. So, Ultimate Spider-Man is the Jon Snow arc of the Ultimate Game of Thrones story here. Jeffrey says, and what I really like about ASM is that character just different enough from the 616 that gives us a whole new take on these characters. Truly feels like a fresh take compared to the old Ultimate Spider-Man. Plus, Aunt May is dead, really dead, deader than that dead horse that I beat with my jackpot buns. Puns. Sorry.
Jackpot buns, you say?
You know who's not dead?
Me.
Uncle Ben.
Oh.
May I give a peek behind the curtain, Ashley?
Go ahead.
She called me yesterday and she goes, "You bastard." And I was like, "What?" And she was like, "I get anxiety now every time because we were talking in our text chat and
I took one for the team and I said there were major spoilers online,
which I appreciated because I was like, all right, get the tunnel vision on." And and so then I don't remember what Javi was reacting to. He said, "Holy shit!" And then I was like, "This." Oh,
it was Roberto Orci's death. He passed away on Monday, I believe, at the age of 51.
Oh,
there's
been several people that have died this week.
Gene Hackman, his wife, as well as their dog, Orci, the Buffy the Vampire Slayer Vice Princess. Yeah. It's not a good week for the living.
So, but yeah, so like I say, I literally reacted with, that's my reaction to this week's issue. And so we were trying to keep it. And so Ashley's like, we go back and forth and Ashley's like, "I'm trying not to respond and be spoiled. Is there anything I need to not worry about in this text chat?" And we're like,
I was like, "I'm not scrolling up. I'm not looking if you guys are writing stuff. But every issue that comes out and Uncle Ben and Jonah are still alive and happy, then I'm happy."
Walter now gets Ashley's ship of Ben and JJJ now.
Listen, when you got two old men in the Turkish-Russian baths together, it's all vibes from there, guys.
Now, I mean, two men could be friends and just friends, but it's funnier to me to imagine the old man.
Can you just go to the Turkish bath with your best bro?
You can, fellas, is it gay to go to the Turkish bath with your bro?
And be in the sauna naked with your best bro. Like there's a special bond that's formed.
They have towels on.
Yeah, but you're not going to be wearing clothes underneath those towels. If you've ever been in
You
a
don't
sauna,
let your Franken beans
You
or whatever they call
you don't
it
let
just
the pork
chill
and
with you,
beans?
bro.
you don't let your newspaper rolled up. You don't let your rolled up newspaper out in the sauna.
listen, I've been in a sauna where there was like an old man that just walked in without a towel, and it was very.
Why are we talking about this? Anyways, the Top Gun level homoeroticism between Jonah and Ben is
a lot of Top Gun references tonight.
I don't know. I was happy that Harry died and it wasn't Jonah or Ben. That's all I'm saying. I'm just saying.
I can imagine
I was happy Harry died.
I can imagine Ashley watching Harry's corpse on the ground with a bullet in his head, going, ha, "At least it wasn't Jonah and Ben. Gotcha, now you redhead punk ass bitch."
Wow, it's
Nothing
like
personal,
you get
kid.
me, Neil. Like,
No, I get you, or
Yeah, you get me. 100%.
Okay.
Because anybody else dying, I'm okay with. Just not either one of them.
what if the entire Parker family dies and it just becomes the Jonah and Ben book?
Like, I'm so sorry. Sorry for your loss. This is ultimate Jonah Ben time now.
Meat and 2 veg. Okay. Zach, if you do the math, the Ben Reilly Scroll Out Spider ran 16 issues, actually it ran a lot more than that. Includes the 5-part Scroll Out Spider super special, but that would mean you would enjoy Scarlet. Well, technically, there was the 8 issues of Scarlet Spider, like with the different adjectives. There was the Web of Scarlet Spider that ran for 2 more issues, Scarlet Spider Unlimited that ran 1 issue, and then between Kane and Ben Reilly, there was 50 issues. So you got me doing math live on the air. Thanks, Eric. Well, Ashley brought up Frankenbeans. That's true. All right, so we have not given grades. Lady and gentlemen, what
How do
is
you
it?
start, Zach?
My grade right now, A+.
Mhm.
This was a somebody talked about having like anxiety in the best way on Twitter, and I understand what they mean. Like this was a pulse pounding issue. The action was great. The character bits were great. There was no wasted pages, even with the B plot of Richard and Felicia. Like everything felt impactful.
Yeah.
And so I really, really, really liked it. So yeah. Ashley, what is your grade?
It's an A+.
A+.
Mm-hmm.
I had an A on there, but I didn't know if I couldn't tell if it was going to have the plus or not. So Adam, your grade?
I'll give it an A.
Standard A. Neil, your grade?
I'm gonna give it an A+.
A+. Adam had to be the contrarian, and it was only a plus that was the difference. So A's all around for everybody. If you've got grades, throw it in the comments section. We will throw it out there. Mega
Doesn't
A+.
get an A. It would get an A+ if he was in the Spider-Man costume. How about that?
Yeah,
Oh,
that's a good point.
I don't care. It's still great. Walter's given it A++++, super A++++, mega A++++. Hello, lounge singer Neil. It is a
Yes, I am the new Michael Bublé. Give me your money, women.
It is a jackpot of an issue.
Oh, okay. Well, I tried.
So yeah, definitely a higher grade from Walter's C from last episode.
Is that for ASM or?
Yeah, it was ASM. Yeah.
Okay, just making sure that it was like something that was deserving of a C.
Yeah.
I'm glad Walter likes the book. I'll say
me
that.
too.
Me too.
Me too. Like, when we do these shows and we talk about these books, I've been trying really hard to be effusive in my praise and hopefully convince people to go buy the good shit and stay away from the bad shit. And it's not necessarily bad shit. It's just mediocre as effing hell. And so, yeah. Oh yeah, you did get yeah. Okay, I
And
forgot.
what was the C
It
for?
was an F.
Yeah. So
C
also
was like one of the first issues, I think, right?
yeah. I forgot about that. Also, Rich is 100% autistic.
Yeah,
and
he might
absolutely
be.
knows that. Yeah, I can see that.
That answer, it's like, yeah, you read a lot of books, don't you? It's like, yeah, something like that. Guess that's
So-
code now.
All right, Neil. Do we want to
You
talk
have to
about
play
season-
Walter's voicemails too.
Oh yeah, we gotta play the voicemails. But before we do that,
What were you going to ask me, Zach Arias?
do we want to show the world what season 5 is going to look like? Since you're here,
Yeah, let's do it.
I've got the Apple card, so if you'll throw the YouTube card up. So we are season 5 is going to be kind of a
Interesting here.
interesting year. It's going to be kind of a reset point. So technically, we're still in season 4. It's like season 4.5, really.
Season 4.75.
Yeah. So because of 8 deaths, buying time, we've been kind of avoiding making any like changes visually. So
That's just ASM in general, buying time for what? Who knows?
exactly. And so Neil has been working behind the scenes on a bit of a repaint and a refresh. So we wanted to kind of take the opportunity to show it off as we get closer and closer to season 5. So first up, I'm going to show the Apple card. This will be on Apple, Spotify, whichever audio version you listen to the show on. So this is what it's going to look like. For audio listeners that are listening to it right now and hasn't seen it yet, it's the Spideydude experience, but it is in the ASM format.
Look at the...
And Pepe the Raz, Spider-Man, and so yeah, Neil cooked with that. Looks really, really pretty. Return of the Son of Spideydude Experience Part 11.5 and a half.
Oh, no. Did I give you hair?
No.
Tragically, I do not have the power of what's
hair
that
growth.
one? What's that one? Hair plugs. Unfortunately, I do not. Unfortunately, I do not have the power of turkey. Turkey
Bosley
does hair
Medical.
plugs.
Oh,
Really good ones, apparently.
I didn't know that Turkey does hair plugs. Bosley Medical does hair plugs, and I was talking about that the other day. So yeah, that is going to be the new Apple card. So going to be kind of more classic.
And I haven't figured out the proportions for stuff entirely.
Yeah. So
But
this is
here
work in
is
progress.
So this is the thumbnail for the first episode of the new season.
So
You'll notice whole new brand. Wow, look at the brand, guys.
yep. So
Look with your special eyes.
Love the brand.
yeah,
We love it.
New brand, new fonts being used to kind of commemorate this new season. So season 5. It's been a while. I mean, we've been in season 4 since
2022.
Yeah, 2022. So
No, 2023. 'Cause that was when Kamala died.
Oh yeah. We kind of that's right. We kind of made So
We made year 2 into everything after.
Yeah,
basically
it was. I mean, it had to be done. I think.
So we've been talking about doing merch, but we haven't finalized anything yet, guys. So when we do, we'll let everybody know. Probably patrons will know first over at Patreon. But so let's, before we get out of here, let's play the voicemails. Let me refresh it right quick to make sure. I only have 2. So I have spliced them together and I didn't screw it up, Walter. So here we go. Here's the first voicemail.
Hey guys, it's Walter. I just called in to say, Ashley, you are rocking it tonight, girl. Man, oh man. I couldn't be more prouder of you than if you weren't my own daughter.
Oh.
Don't ask me why I'm talking like a hillbilly. I just feel like it.
Sweet Home Alabama?
Oh, Neil, since you don't want to wear that outfit I got for you, I have something very specially planned for you.
You're gonna keep sending shit. You're gonna keep sending shit to the wrong place, and I'm not gonna keep getting it.
And I hope you look forward to it.
Okay, Joker.
I'm sure I'm going to call in again tonight, so get used to it.
And he did. He called in one more time.
Hello. I got a question for chat. What would you like Neil to dress up as? I did buy him an outfit, and he refuses to go get it.
Yeah, because I'm not driving 2 hours.
Because reason. I'm going to get him another outfit, and I want chat's input. We can have Neil dress up as Black Cat with the plunging neckline when I will get the appropriate things to fill out that neckline for Neil.
Oh my god, he's gonna get me fake boobs. Jesus Christ.
And a wig.
And a wig.
Or
Oh, that's so much better.
we can have Neil dress up as Fireball Neil. That background I had when I was on the other show, I will have the whole cutout in the middle of the fireball, and Neil will put his head inside of that and cosplay as Fireball Neil.
Why don't you just get him a shirt?
Or you can leave it up to my own
Oh my goodness.
imagination.
Imagination.
Do have a few more ideas in my twisted little mind. But since Neil likes to call me the Joker, well, in the Injustice game, Neil would be Superman. Well, I'm not going to get my heart plucked out,
Oh.
but I'm pretty sure Neil will be yelling out, "Damn you, Walter. How far are you willing to go?" Very far. Have a good night.
All right, that's the end of the voicemail. Ladies and gentlemen, here's
It's me, the Joker.
that is our weekly dose of Walter. If you want to leave a voicemail and join in the chorus of leaving stuff via voicemail, you can always leave us the voicemail line, 818-925-6631. The voicemail line is available for all of the shows across the Spideydude Radio Network, so be sure to leave a voicemail. If you're not Walter and you want to leave a voicemail for any of the other shows, just be sure to tell us what show you are calling about when you leave the voicemail, and we will play it on a future episode.
Thank you, by the way, Walter, for your message towards me. It was very sweet.
Yeah. So, Walter, quit trying to get him to cross-dress. Like, come on, man. It's weird.
He's trying to tell us something.
It's like, dance, monkey, dance. All right, so, why are you
doing a thriller?
Do you want us to fall?
I'm doing a thriller dance.
No, I knocked my freaking cup into my lap.
Okay, anyways, while Zach is recovering from his colossal spillage, it's time to thank our patrons over at patreon.com/Spideydude.
Yeah.
Patrons in the $5 tier, such as Allison, Cindy, Ed, Eric, Georgia, Greg, Janelle, Jessica, Joyce, Catherine, Kale, Laura, Lumpmoose, Matchdraman, Phoenician, RJ, Vanessa, and Vicky. I need to update this thing, but I've been very lazy, so I haven't. Our $5 or $15 tiers, Sarah and Tara, and our VIPs
are only Vinkman and Walter. Scott's no longer VIP, so big sad.
Anyways, you got other stuff to look forward to. We've got more Books of X coming. Provided I can wrangle all my cats into a recording studio and get that thing recorded.
AKA just two of us.
Yeah, that.
We got
more. What?
We got more Slot Symposium, but we do have a new Voices from the Eyrie has returned as of this recording tonight. They dropped it earlier. It's got Diane Duane, who wrote in the 90s the trilogy of Spider-Man novels, but also worked on Gargoyles as well. And I'm trying to get who the other person was, so I apologize.
Okay. Anyways, ASM Classics may or may not happen. I don't know.
No, Hobby's got like several episodes in the can. He just has to edit them.
Okay. Make My Mayday. That's our sister show. That had something that just came out. They were talking about Mayday in the Across the Spider-Verse movie and doing a general Q&A. Go check that out.
If you want to, we put out a call on that episode for people to give us feedback and ask us what you want us to review. So be sure to listen and respond. Future episodes.
We also have upcoming, if the thing will load, we just had an episode of the Slot Symposium come out talking about Big Time.
Mm-hmm. So it's probably going to be March or maybe April before the next episode of Slot Symposium hits, but we'll be continuing on with with our look back series on Slot Spartan.
And friend of the show, Chris, has the Sal Buscema era podcast coming out. Don't know what's
he's in the middle of Maximum Carnage, and so the next episode I think is going to be Maximum Carnage, and then he'll do Web of Music, where they're covering, I believe, the Miles Morales films and talking about that.
Okay, and if you're feeling nostalgic and don't want to listen to New Thing because you like old things so much, you can go listen to Clone Saga Chronicles and Spectacular Radio. Because you're old and you don't like New Thing because New Thing bad. So old thing gives you comfort. Anyways, since you're here watching New Thing, follow us on Twitter at Spideydude Radio. Facebook and Instagram are also at Spideydude Network. And you can call us at any time. And there's a decent chance that Zach hates himself and will take any voicemail he wants at 818-925-6631. That's 818-925-6631. This piece will be updated in the future at some point when I feel like updating it.
For season 5.
Yeah.
And once again, I got to give a big shout out to Neil. Thank you for all the visual aids and things that we use each and every episode. It is always immeasurably valuable, and I do sincerely appreciate it. So thank you guys for watching us live. If you're watching us live, if you're watching us after the fact, thank you as well. And if you're listening to us after the fact, remember, leave that 5-star review, and we will see you next time on the Spideydude Experience when we cover another edition of the Spectacular Spider-Man here on the channel. So thanks for watching.